words don't mean anything.
September 12th, 1963. That's when the first and last artificial colony of the native sphere was completed, in a tranquil bowl of stable gravity at Lagrange Point 5. The front line against existential threats, a training facility for a generation of humans adapted to fight in space. There's a colony environment with the life, gravity, and culture necessary for human beings to live, thrive, die, and be born. With the hope that peace on Earth would reign if we won this war in heaven. Without pressure, water boils off our tongues, and we dissolve into component parts. Without culture, we forget the shapes we're supposed to have and turn inside out into something else. Out of necessity, we created a pressurized environment, exerting enough gravitational pressure to maintain cohesion, all senses, in space. It ships itself to ferry us through the world. They function only in places where gravity of humans is too light to sustain existence. It was doomed from the start. Of course they were jealous. The humans Earth no longer wanted flying on zero-G wings. Dr. Nix, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation Existential Expansion. July 29th, 1958. That's when the Memorial Foundation International Executive Committee was granted international authority in the spirit of unified human peace and the verified presence of an existential threat outside the solar system to establish a cultural, military, and scientific response to existential threats. No longer confined to Earth, a growing native sphere where our gravity reigns forever. Safety, research, and expansion, the three pillars of Memorial Foundation's space branch, will protect Earth from without as it has from within. Free from the old world's gravity, it would be possible to advance the science, art, and culture without constraint, and join hands, all of Earth finally unified. For Memorial Foundation, protecting humans from other humans through peace on Earth and protecting humans from everything else through war in heaven would fulfill both of our agendas simultaneously. We really, foolishly, decided we could do better. There are two errors in this approach. First is that to do better is meaningless if it cannot be exported to Earth. The space program was never rejected by the surface. It simply did not have enough relevance to sustain interest. The second error is the intrinsic error of Memorial Foundation. The existential threat is intrinsic to humanity. You can fight it, but you cannot cut it out. The designation of alien is required by humans. We cannot trick an existential threat into a convenient manifestation. As it has always been, only humans can fulfill the criteria to be alien. Europa, Chief Officer, Memorial Foundation Existential Safety. January 2nd, 1980. That's when they blew up the Lagrange colony. It was a real shame. It was a green, wet, and very peaceful place. And now it's a very cold, green, wet, and very unsettling place. It's where we did a lot of legitimately incredible things, like create sustainable tidal reactors, new culture, experiment with human bodies and human development, manufacture self-sufficient alter egos for space exploration, and did everything other than successfully combat the unknowable existential threat. Earth and the Memorial Foundation Service considers that a failure, but in truth, they're just not trying hard enough. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not. Humans can make whatever they imagine come true. Through imagining, humans chart out what is true. They invent, with human effort, what exists. If an existential threat doesn't exist, we just have to make one. But of course it doesn't work like that. Nothing could be more difficult than creating something alien. The only reference points are humans, so the idea of something alien is unimaginable, because we cannot imagine outside of those terms. There's a certain degree of misunderstanding needed for humans to successfully classify something as alien. But before they blew it up, we got very close. Iapetus, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation Existential Research. Day 5. Chirp, chirp, chirp. OS root core reformatting 67% complete. Waiting flight path. Input. Manual inject. Extract CM flight path. Forcibly extracting coordinates. Coordinates received. Flight path passes through former pilot training school Lagrange colony. Receiving new mission assignments. Error block from ship self side. Manual inject. Scan virus. Manual inject. Extract. 3 viruses detected and deleted. You have new mission assignments!
Uh-oh, got viruses from downloading too much porn on your robot?
Oh, I thought the viruses came with the mission assignments.
Maybe.
Too much robo porn. Colony, reclaim tidal reactor from Colony Core before Memorial Foundation. Colony, prevent theft of entire colony by Cradle's Graces. Accept orders. Lamau. Accepted! Normalizing gravitational slingshot effect. Prepare for immediate launch to Lagrange colony.
Accept orders, Lamau.
Lamau. That still makes me really happy. Don't make it sound like I hate following command any less than you.
Don't worry. I would never doubt that. Hey Mercury. Why are you still with Celestial Mechanics?
Why are you, if you still are, that is? You're the one who can choose.
Mercury.
Oh, don't. If you hadn't hijacked String of Pearls, you'd be here like me, waiting. To see if it's true that we can be what comes after being human. I don't want that for you. I certainly don't trust or believe in celestial mechanics or Iapetus, but wasn't that the worst part? Even after he decided we weren't good enough to be the chosen pilots, neither of us left. He knew we wouldn't leave because we already wanted it too much.
Do you still want that more than anything else?
I don't know. You know what I don't want, and it's to have nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show for what?
Coming to space, going to the academy, never having a chance to fight in the Cold War, not having a say either way, and falling stupidly for the worst man alive. I'm counting on you, Saturn, to give me something better than just the same Earth we left. Oh.
You never have to worry about that. I have only the highest ambitions for us.
Those girls you're flirting with better have a decent future for us, is all that I'm saying.
Sure, fine, okay. Only if it's a really good one. If nothing else. I'll make sure that he doesn't get the future he wanted.
Huh. Any future but the future he wants is good. Give me and Ganymede get a good place there, wherever and whenever it is.
All right.
Aw.
Mail time.
Mail time. Nix, Resignation 2. Origin, Memorial Foundation Investigative Archives. Author, MF Celestial Mechanics Research Lead, Iapetus. Nix, you fundamentally misunderstood the purpose of pursuing the dream of space. I never sought to correct you. After all of the great things you have accomplished are the result of that misunderstanding. You believed that your dream, so universally loved, was loved because we wanted it to come true. This was not the case, of course, even though I think Memorial Foundation truly believed that they wanted the same as you. But as the tides of Earth turned, they realized in their own hearts that they are not the forefront of humanity's change, but slaves to its whims. To protect human culture means to always be at its beck and call, no matter what it becomes. And their dream is one of overwhelming power that will unlock the last mysteries and cement our authority forever. What your children achieved with freedom from gravity, we will have the power to determine on our own. I hope you can understand the depths of my gratitude to you for exploring these ideas, that they might one day belong to us. Iapetus. Subject, Academy Research, Student Research Records, Mercury. Origin Database Link. Author, Pilot Operations Manager, Europa.
Hi, Europa.
Hi, Europa! Of all the Generation 3 pilots, Mercury is far and away the one best suited to actually be a pilot, to the degree I'd be terrified of giving that position to any other one of Iapetus' nightmare brats. So there's absolutely no chance that he'll be assigned, of course. He really is trying to maximize. What I want to impress, however, is that Mercury is still someone Iapetus chose personally for the pilot role, when he served himself during the Cold War. Alongside the current second-tier candidate, Saturn, Mercury used to be a lot different, which is obvious. A lot of our pilots used to be a lot different, for reasons only space can explain. I think reducing it to Mercury's personal stake is as incomplete a reading as it would be for any of the other pilots in Celestial Mechanics. Some of them even know exactly what they're doing, Mercury most of all. I don't think he has petulant grudges against humanity. He's very critical. There's a lot in this game about finding the space to kind of grow up and be yourself, and then coming to terms with how do you grow up, how do you grow after leaving the thing that born you. Like not to simplify it too much, but it's kind of like how do you, everyone's got to leave a home at some point, but then how do you reconcile that past with where you want to go in the future, and how does that inform what you do from there on out? And I don't know, I'm thinking about it too much. Sorry.
No.
Moving briskly along. Becoming stars. The Lagrange colony is an uninhabitable husk, but Cradle's Graces still clings to it. Quite literally, Pluto's dream might collapse under its own weight, or crush Saturn under it.
Sure.
Let's do it.
The whole colony? I can't fit that up my butt.
It's always the dumb jokes that slay me. It's so refreshing to see you surprised for once, Saturn. I'm soaking it in.
Mercury, but seriously? He wants me to stop Cradle's Graces from taking the entire colony out of the Lagrange point? Why? Why would they do that? Why would we care enough to stop them from trying? The colony should just rot. It's over. There's nothing left there.
Cradle's Graces wants those memories to live again. We need to discard Earth completely and start something new. It's an anchor pulling us back home. The success of opening the gravity well on the moon will depend completely on how much is holding us down, even weak gravity like that.
That's more than just stopping her then. You want me to destroy the colony?
That's the mission, yes.
Not that I'm not the greatest, but isn't that basically impossible for me? It's huge. There are smaller moons.
Do your best, then. The less memories, the better. I thought you didn't have any problems, that the colony should just rot.
Ha, that's a funny joke. We both went through the same shit. Don't ask me that. Every happy memory is made retroactively disgusting by the sort of person Iapetus turned out to be. I hate him so much. I will never get over how much.
Saturn.
Yes, Mercury?
Then why are you still pretending to be with celestial mechanics?
Why are you doing this is the real question, Mercury. You know him like I do, so why are you still here? I apparently have enough power to destroy a colony, and I can ditch him whenever I want. Leave celestial mechanics, take Ganymede. I'll protect you. I'll make sure there's a good future in the end.
You absolutely will not be fine if I leave. Of course I don't trust him at all, but he wants what I want. It's what you want, too. I can't trust him on anything else, but I can trust him on that. Even if he's just doing this for his own gain with some other agenda in mind, he's truly going to give us this. Disgusting. That's what I fell for, so stop reminding me. That's why I trust you too, of course, even though I shouldn't. I know you won't accept anything less than what you want. If you can get even half of that, it'll be more than enough for me. How come it seems like all of the main characters we played so far only have like the most nebulous conception of what it is they want, don't really believe in the faction that they're fighting for.
So you mean like...
And are more than willing to be like, hey, I just, like, if you got something good, you can pull me over. Just convince me, okay? Just give me a reason.
So you mean like actual people?
Yeah! Like actual people. Why are they actual people, huh? Huh? What's up with that? Battle in physical space for the future.
Opening futures, closing pasta. Pluto hesitates because she's not ready for this kind of fight, and Saturn is. The colony shines like a star until you're right on it. Then it looms impossibly large, a translucent sphere, a drop of water suspended in space. Glistening beneath the drop of water, past the clouds that form in its crumbling artificial atmosphere, to the strange haze that seeps from beneath the crumbling streets, it's possible to make out the fading light of the colony's collapsing systems. A massive jewel, like a clean slice taken out of the earth, and floated in space until its gravity formed it into the tiniest planet.
Just the tiniest planet. It's so small.
Even a tiny world is still a world. Who can touch this? Move it even by an inch.
I know for sure that you can't touch this.
Much less move the Earth by an inch.
You okay?
Pluto drifts slowly in orbit around the colony, waiting. Even you don't know what to do sometimes, huh? I'm kinda stumped too, if I'm being honest, but sorry. Destroying it sounds way easier than whatever they're trying to make you do. The string of pearls skates along the outer edges of the colony's ice and atmosphere. She's having fun. She's playing. For just a moment, Pluto wonders what she's doing here.
Oh no, Saturn. I'm happy to see you, but I was hoping that I might be able to convince you to help me take it away. Oh yeah?
That's me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were... Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah? What made you think that?
For the same reason you thought you could convince me.
'Cause you like me? Or because you don't care for your side that much either?
I care about all of us left here in space.
It's amazing that you actually honestly do, but that's not what I asked, huh? There's a lot of ways to care about everyone up in space. Dragging a colony out of the Lagrange point yourself is one way to do it. There's another way to care about everyone up in space. You can show it by destroying this place, too.
You're saying that would free us from the past? But it won't make those memories go away. We're making something out of them so that time and pain won't be wasted. This is important to me, and I'll fight for real over it. Don't look at me like that. You'll make me sad. You really don't need to be the one to tell me, because I already know I'm doing something super dumb. I wonder, what do you want, and why do you think you can get it from me? It's just going to be a fight. Is that what you're after?
The string of pearls presses its heel into the ice of the colony's atmosphere. Yeah, even more so now. Didn't they teach you about sunk cost fallacies in the academy? Memories should just be memories. That's why you kind of make me mad sometimes.
I've been having this feeling you're just going to do something way dumb and scarier than just fight me. Am I right? Because after I already said that there wasn't anything you could do, after you were shaking and afraid from just being close enough to see me, it looks like I can trust you to come right back no matter how much I try to warn you. And trust you to come back twice as much.
You're wasted on protecting this pointless ball of scrap. Whoever is ordering you around has no idea what they're doing.
You're so right. But I'm still not going to let you through.
You're wasted on Cradle's graces in general. And the rest of humanity, too.
Don't try to push my buttons like that. I won't think it's cute. It's a lot of work to be a human.
I'm not trying to be cute. I mean it. It's more for some humans than for others. You're not mad at the humans who got to be human for free?
It's a privilege to be human.
Have you forgotten why we're here? Because humans, who wanted to be more human, took the least human of us up here to see how much more human they could be. And now they want to throw you away after they learned everything they could from you. Don't you resent humanity? I do. What do you do when someone says you can't have something? Do you think you should work twice as hard until you earn it? I don't. I want to smash it until no one can have it.
You know, you're just like Lunatera.
Ugh. Please don't say that. You're merciless.
It's in a good way.
Not even then. Don't get me wrong. It just depresses me to see you wasted on all them. You should be having fun.
You know, I wish I would come here for just that. Just to have fun.
Good. Have fun with me. I know you want to show me mercy. Lab rat to lab rat. Mutant bitch to mutant bitch. That's not what we need, though, is it? I want to see the you that's having nothing but fun. I'm still getting used to this body, but I think I can still surprise you with it. And you'd like that, right? Cutting loose with no gravity to tie you down?
I think about that every day. It's so tempting. You've got to be ginger with the universe, you know, Saturn. Now that you're this strong, you've got to be careful. So much can go wrong.
I'll make sure to be very careful with the universe you love. You don't have to hold back with me, though. Aren't I the only person you can go tide to tide with, holding nothing back?
That's a big promise.
I don't want to come off as full of myself, but I don't want you to underestimate me either. Plastic girl to plastic girl, I wouldn't patronize you like that.
It's tempting, but I wonder if you're really ready. You wouldn't mind getting your ship self broken and dragged back for the Cradle's Grace's dream lab to do who knows what to?
What, is that supposed to sound bad?
You really are. Oh, fine. I'm gonna start easy, okay?
They've flirted enough, so neither is in the mood to lie. So no holding back, a lie to others about how strong you are, and no mercy, a lie to yourself about how strong someone else is. When Pluto opens her arms wide enough for her gravity to condense, pull, and tear through space, she's trusting Saturn can handle the pressure. She has faith Saturn will outdo her. Saturn meets Pluto's expectations with just a little bit of convulsing and shuddering. Then she exceeds them by darting like a bullet, a little hot arrow of danger, and just as dangerous to the touch. Krun Macula is a big target, but Saturn isn't going to be lazy this time. This is the time to be precise, to throw everything in on the vector she's flying along, to not let Pluto's tidal forces budge her a millimeter, which is good, because even then, she only barely grazes Pluto. Pluto's faster than you could ever imagine. The universe moves away, bending to not hit her, with tides that say, oh, coming into orbit is fine, but no touching. That you have to work for. That Saturn dared anyway is very bold of her. The burn on Krun Macula where Saturn's light passed over Pluto stings only a little, but it was close. So, Pluto takes her seriously and grabs the string of pearls by the tail, flings her into the colony's surface, and dives after her. Saturn is basking in the bounty of attention. It requires all of Pluto's gravitational forces to keep her contained. The string of pearls makes her feel like goo, or like a cartoon, like a liquid, and with it, she's as slippery and untouchable too. Others would shatter under the pressure, but String of Pearls bulges and squishes. Pluto pulls and pushes, trying to force her in a space that will sit still long enough she can deal with it. Saturn squeals in excitement until she can stop giggling long enough to push Pluto off with an electric burn. Pluto can't help but laugh too. It's funny how much nothing is working even though she's trying as hard as she can. That makes her want to work as hard as she can. Lab-grown girls know, vat-cultured girls know, carefully indoctrinated, carefully raised, special gifted girls They all know. Heroes want to hold us, but we don't need them at all. Rather than bandages and kindness, the sting of pressing wounds together is the medicine we need. No boy who wants to heal your wound is worth the one who will tell you your wound is there. I can't believe it.
Me neither.
I really thought I'd actually be the one beating you.
You didn't lie, though. You really could endure it. All of it.
The colony is much worse for wear. Saturn shattered against it many, many times. Pluto broke across it a few times, too. It's shaking in the Lagrange point.
You won, even though you lost. I had a lot of fun. I wouldn't have been able to have it with anyone else. I'm glad I trusted you not to lose.
Ha! Told you.
Good girl. I never should have doubted one of us.
Thank you, thank you.
We did our best, had the most fun we could have.
When we get to the moon, don't forget. You could keep having fun just like this, if you let me show you the way. Alright. What's up?
Sorry, just excitement jitters. Saturn, I would love it. Just love it.
Yeah?
If you messed everything up this time.
Is this reverse psychology? Did I really reduce you to that? I'm a little impressed by your persistence in nagging me, but now I'm feeling like I pushed you to your limit.
Shut up. As always, I am serious.
Messing things up is literally the only thing in the world no one has ever needed to specifically tell me to do. And you keep yelling at me when I do.
I've been looking into the Iapetus' work on the Eversion project.
Oh. How much do you know?
More than you know. Of course, it was always suspicious that Iapetus decided to support us. He was very insistent in his interest in taking humanity to the next stage, as if that is why any of us wanted to connect with the so-called existential threat. People who already had everything on Earth couldn't possibly understand. See, I'm feeling more and more like it's about finding some way, like about people trying to find some way to forge their own identities out of a past that doesn't understand them anymore.
It probably is.
Oh. Should I have left that as subtext and then not said it out loud? I don't. Sometimes I feel like I notice the thing and I'm like, hey, is anyone else noticing this? And then everyone else is like, yeah, that's the point. And I'm like, oh, good.
They just want even more for themselves.
That's what I thought too. Iapetus' plan is very attractive to certain factions in Memorial Foundation. Certain factions in Memorial Foundation really liked the days when humanity was united against the existential threat.
Except aliens aren't real. Okay, they're an nth dimensional shadow cast by the gravitational impression of human culture and space-time, but that makes them a few shades short of real. Few shades sort of real, and much less dangerous than their cousins on Earth, and even those are so weak kids with radios can take them out. Hey! That's a we know the devil right there.
That's a we know the devil.
Anyways, Pluto wiped them out. That was the whole plan. Since humanity doesn't care about them anymore, they'd never expect that we would find a way to avert our tidal reactors and become the aliens ourselves.
The only alien is what is alien to us, and that's fundamentally humanity. We're aliens to ourselves. F of x equals that which is human that humans are not.
And
Iapetus isn't going to give up everything he has for that.
you think he's lying about wanting to?
I think he's lying about himself wanting to. I think he's happy to let us complete the project and go home. Because he'll have exactly what he and the rest of humanity is longing for.
A scapegoat. Someone to be an alien humanity could guiltlessly fight against.
Yep. I'm fine with abandoning the Earth. It hasn't given me anything.
But not on his terms.
Not ever.
Don't worry, Mercury. I've got a plan. No matter what, it won't go his way.
Ah! The plot thickens. Subject read. Origin. Ganymede intercepts. Do not read, Saturn. Author. Bridge Information Officer Mercury. I am completely uninterested in communicating with Iapetus in any capacity that's not technically. I know my boundaries, but you are very nice to worry. I know you're not jealous because you do respect me, but don't make me worry. It's what I like about you. I know you're worried for me, not about me, and I appreciate that, but I do want to clarify things so you stop asking me about it, even though it's cute and I do appreciate it, really. I'm not just saying that. Please don't hear that in a passive-aggressive voice. But I've been meaning to ask this for a while. Is it okay that I believe in this? It's important to me that you understand that it's nothing to do with him. So I worry that means that you don't understand what it means for me. I don't believe humanity needs to be punished. I'm fine being human, but I think an important reminder is needed. Not alien in the sense of a foreign other that can bear all our rage and hatred, but alien in the sense of casting our own features into relief. I think what we see as the result should shame us, but there are many, many things we need to see. You'll probably say you support me and believe me. Thank you. But you also say that it means something to you, too. And that's why I really love you. No! Nope, down. Subject, string of pearls, final specifications, origin, Iapetus message intercept, author, celestial mechanics ship self-design. This is not what we talked about, not by a mile. You know I don't actually have a moral compass that does not revolve what's cool. So, coming from me, just know that it's my professional opinion that I'm not even sure that this is cool anymore. Creating a theoretical matter is not even hard under laboratory conditions, and in space, it's easy to sustain it. But the creation of exotic matter like electrotoxins can get really not fun if you aren't careful. Since you hate fun, I already know that's not what you're after, and you don't have to level with me or anything, that's fine. But I do want you to know that this thing is basically designed to degenerate as quickly as possible. The reactor tends towards aversion, and that will require a pilot I really would not want to meet, in a piloting style that no one should ever do. Eventually it's going to drag the pilot down, and that's going to be really weird and ugly unless they are immediately destroyed. Clearly, you want that. I mean, you've said so, but they're going to have so much fun. Let me try to convince you that you should set a self-destruct in there. Maybe something cool will happen when she averts and the ship self keeps her anchored in space-time to mess everything up. If it's not, don't you want a backup option? So, am I pulling correctly from that means the string of pearls has to be run in, piloted in almost a self-destructive way?
Perhaps.
In order to keep it going?
Sounds like it.
Deeper cuts. This one's from a D side. In the Garden District, closest to the malfunctioning and broken tidal reactor that kept the colony together, time and space aren't quite right. It's the perfect place for a real fight. How deep under Lunaterra's skin do you think she can get? Ugh, this place.
You don't feel like seeing home again? Aw, come on. Don't tell me you don't have any fond memories of the Academy.
I do, despite myself, and that's why I don't have any wish to see it like this. A ruined garden that only reminds us how weak the gravity of this whole venture really was compared to Earth. Not to mention it was all for something completely worthless, too.
Wait, now you're grumbling about a mission? This is historic.
The Lagrange reactor is just a hollow shell, and there's barely any advantage to have in getting it. This better be a trap to use you as bait to get the Memorial Foundation off our trail.
Oh no, what a terrible trap to fall in.
More flirting, I see.
Is it unbearable?
Yes, extremely. Are you really still getting nowhere with her?
What are you talking about?
I think you said you were going to crack her open and peel her shell, but I don't think you have.
You don't know anything. Shh.
Ah, I am completely and utterly correct then.
She's highly evasive. Point blank or sniper shot. I can't seem to hit her.
Your type, I see.
Shut up. I got the Academy's most notorious heartbreaker to look like an idiot at me, so I win. So shut up. She's even stupider than I thought she was. But she's not as stupid as me.
Ugh. You're the one with your guts all over the place.
Oh, just... fine. I'm frustrated, alright? But it's not because I'm not getting anywhere or because I even care.
Soon.
Alright, this time I'm done playing. Happy? If there's anything there, or if she's just metal all the way through, I'm gonna find out. If she is that boring, I'll never forgive her. But I'm coming back with guts this time.
Fight for real in a fun way. A surprise attack isn't very sporting.
Don't be jealous just because I got mine off first.
You got a wound on me in the Lagrange reactor shell. That not a good enough deal?
No way. In fact, apologize. Hiding so I can't surprise you again is so unfair, Lunaterra. Let me bully you some more.
I'll pass.
Are you sure?
You sure you don't want to get bullied? Or are you sure you don't want to get bullied? See if you can find me first.
You like cat and mouse games, don't you? You want to try it again? I won't let you just play a game this time.
Can you find me even when I'm serious? Then I'll get serious.
Lunaterra hides in the Garden District, the one part of the colony she has no memories of. The Garden District doesn't have any trees or flowers or plants. It's not that kind of garden. A garden for the children meant to inherit space. Not like Lunaterra, who came in the first generation, teenagers too old and too molded by Earth's gravity to inherit the cosmos. The second generation was raised here, in the light of the colony's center, the Lagrange tidal reactor Lunaterra remembers like the sun, with the hope that they would grow freely in the lightest of gravity, free of Earth's weight. Lunaterra is the one holding the useless shell of that reactor now. Even broken and useless, LT doesn't feel comfortable holding it. It's an unpleasant, untrustworthy object, and it feels wrong to hold. It was made by people, but it doesn't seem like it was. It's a fake, but it's unsettlingly close to what celestial mechanics eventually intended it to be when they seized control of the reactor before the conflict broke out. Something not made by humans. If it's so useless, why don't you just give it back?
You can tell what I'm thinking, huh? Or read between the lines, just like Pluto, but different. Something I still can't understand. You've been playing with her too, haven't you?
I sure have. Jealous? Which of us, though?
Both. I could never read the story like you both. I'm straightforward.
That's not even a little true. You're being way too stingy with the narration.
Narration?
You can't perceive space-time as a story, a narration spun out of the ambient gravity of humans, telling you about everything that is, if you can listen? You can't see how obviously your envy is bleeding out and everywhere, can you?
I'm slipping, huh? Letting out more than I thought. But see why I'm jealous? I don't know anything about what you mean. I wish I could speak that language.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should really be sad if you don't speak it.
I just have this absence.
Your impression on the narrative is something like spilled whiteout, a gushing ocean of bleach, which is a pain in the ass for someone like us. You also have a habit of acting too fast to get caught up in the story, especially when it's not going your way. 3 times faster than the story knows what to do with.
That's how. You are different than Pluto. She would swell into the atmosphere, but you slowly bleed into the spaces between the lines. I can feel you seeping, though, blurring the lines between one and the other. What is it you're after?
Curious? Then stop hiding. The rain-slick streets are looking more and more the same. The weather is malfunctioning, and the moisture regulator is shot, and the failing gravity is doing strange things, playing strange tricks. Mare Crisium's feet are wet. She's afraid. She's falling right into a trap that feels like it's in every direction at once.
You can't trick me.
Lunaterra dodges at the last second, or was never there. If Saturn bleeds into the narrative, then Lunaterra's trick is having a real habit of interrupting the story just when it's getting good. Good thing she'll never know how much Saturn and Pluto think that's cool. I have eyes too, Lunaterra. Don't think gravity alone is enough. Saturn swipes again. Lunaterra wouldn't be hit by such a thing, but she isn't ready for the dripping, sparkling neurolightning. She misjudges the distance, the unsureness of gravity. Mare Crisium sparks and bleeds from her left arm. Lunaterra swings her spear, crushes the string of pearls to the ground. It crumples, then darts away, lost in the mist. Saturn's worse off, but her machine will fix itself, and the poison in Mare Crisium's systems is only getting worse. You almost got me, but not quite. Is your game off a little today, Lunaterra? I thought you were going to be serious.
You're gonna have to do a lot better than that if you want to see me serious.
You're misunderstanding? I'm gonna cheat. You're the one who has to take this seriously. How's that arm feeling? Still sparking? Still gooey? It doesn't take that much, you know? Have you been cleaning your system regularly?
What kind of fight are you looking for?
A one-sided fight where you try your hardest and still lose.
Looking for payback?
What? No, who cares about that? It's for you. Because you love getting owned. You're never holding back. There's no way I can beat you. You're even stronger than any story anyone's told about you. You always win, and no one touches you. If ship self-fights were life and death, that'd make you a genius. But they're not. They're made in the image of plastic toys to fight like plastic toys. So that makes you an idiot for not playing along and being honest. You'll save a lot of time if you give in and say I'm right now.
If you beat me for real, that'll be all the answer you need.
Haha, stoic to the last, but that's great. Your holding out on me is actually kind of delicious. When's the story gonna tell me what's happening? When are you gonna let me hear about all the static in your joints, the trembling in your mask, your slackening grip? I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to know. Lunaterra knows that it's true. Saturn can't sense where she is at all, but she knows immediately that Lunaterra knows she knows. Tell me all about that, and I promise, without any hate or fear, I'll listen. You don't believe me, but I promise, I won't laugh or hurt you. I can't see you, so you can escape if you want. I'll let you keep that little ball even, and the poison will wear off.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to show me? The Mari Crisium crashes to the ground, skids along the wet streets of the colony. Her legs give out, and her arms are too weak to catch her fall. String of Pearls lands gently, surprisingly, but that's what these ships were meant to do. They're meant to land gently. Even the electrotoxins are tingly, not painful, in a warm, numbing sort of way, like licking a battery with every part of your body. There's no way that Lunaterra can stand up. As soon as she lets it all in, she falls in a mass, totally defeated. Oh wow, you really did it. You got so quiet. You're so well trained. You're the big strong ace, but you shut down so quickly. You really can't deal with me at all. Why is that?
Didn't you say you weren't going to bully me?
I'm showing all possible restraint. You really did make it hard. I thought you were kinda cool. You really acted like you knew what you were doing, even though you were so scared.
Leave me alone.
Oh no, baby, but you love this? You're looking forward to it. I can see right through you. These ships are meant to touch. If you never lose, you never let anyone in. Thinking of this as losing at all is actually kind of sad. You want to give this all up and drag me home? Are you really sure? Lunaterra, you ought to not lie to me so much. This smug, untouchable Lunaterra that I used to hate, she's so boring. But the you that you don't want anyone else to see, that's a much better you. That's the you I want to see. Lunaterra is conscious of her own breath, of the unconscious, pulsing rhythm of her ship self, which trembles, and not just from the electrotoxins. She really can't move in any sort of effective way, but what she's feeling isn't fear or even helplessness. It's anticipation. If she thought that she trusted Saturn as much as anyone else, not at all. Now that she has no choice, she's surprised. She trusts Saturn so much, even knowing exactly what she wants to do. Saturn plucks the broken reactor out of Mari Crisium's hands and tosses it away like trash. And I will. Now that I have the power to peel your skin off and see it, I'm really happy. I never thought I'd finally get to see you like this, even though you're letting me. Little secrets just for me that the narration will never tell.
For you only.
So only I get to see you twitching and helpless? No one else knows?
Not telling. But it's just for you, so keep it ambiguous.
Got it. I could be straddling you and pinning you, that's certainly possible. But not for certain. I'm not saying anything definite.
You've got it. Thank you. I've got my pride.
Yeah? Your pride? Tell me about that?
It's worth a lot to me.
Then I'm worth even more, right?
This game gives me so many good feels. January 30th, 1981, and the day is almost here. The deadline to save everyone who came up to space with us, fought with us, tried to bring everyone up with us. If we shut down the lunar gravity well, there won't be any choice left. The power that keeps our ship's selves in check will fall apart. We won't have anywhere else to go but home. If we kill the dream, no one will die. We really, really hope that's true. No one should die in space. No one should die, period. No one has to die because ship self-combat is shimmering missiles of light, cosmic explosions, electricity that sears through the soul, blade science is impossible for human to produce, dances of combat without end, fight against ideas with toys. Humans would never show that sort of compassion to each other. Earth's answer is a single atomic particle fired at near light speed directly into the cockpit core. A true weapon from a military force. The quickest, most efficient, instantaneous, unavoidable way to kill a human. The most boring possible way to pointlessly die. No drama, no meaning, just nothing. Lunar Terra Memorial Foundation Ace Pilot. It's January 30th, 1981. In the end, they might get everything they want, in the way that no one wants. If we open up the lunar gravity well, then we can establish forever another Earth. And maybe another. We can inhabit the whole system, but that will cut humanity in two, and more. The distance will be so much further. Everything we have will be even farther from them. How much are we going to lose? How much will we never be able to give them? The moon is very close to being part of Earth. It's full of life, and humans can live here now. It feels impossible, and I don't want to give it up. We should break it off forever, shouldn't we? All I want to do is stitch these two humanities together. But if one of us dies as a result, I will fight forever to keep that precious thing alive. Pluto, Princess of Cradle's Graces. It's January 30th, 1981. They don't name it because naming gives it power, but not naming it gives it more. It must be in every corner, behind every door, far, far away in the spaces between stars. It is defined and categorized in every human culture, and it is deliberately omitted from explicit naming conventions by Memorial Foundation in favor of a euphemism less captivating to the imagination, such as existential threat, rather than a specific word that would stimulate the imagination. But a trick like this will not work, and the euphemism is a hollow void that can hold all fears and possibilities. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not, but what is not does not stop existing. In it, like humans, can decide. It's the kiss of inverse, everything that humans can imagine but can't become. The shortcut to attaining it is to forsake everything that humans already are. If a bunch of idiots get tricked into going there, it would make a very convenient enemy for Earth. And that's the real fear. Before it happens, I'll tell you a little secret. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready! Thanks, Saturn! Route installation complete. New OS in operation. Celestial Mechanics fleet collecting in the orbit of Earth's moon. Request for assistance received. Ignore. Awaiting manual input of mission parameters. Assist Cradle's Graces and Celestial Mechanics with the opening of the gravity well and changing gravitational constants to make conflict with Earth possible. Mission created. Get in as much trouble as possible with the Memorial Foundation Ace. Mission created. Calculating gravitational slingshot data from server hack. Ready for launch? Why? Accepted! Normalizing gravitational slingshot effect. Prepare for immediate launch to Earth's moon.
Alright.
Alright. You think about Neath still?
That's out of nowhere. I think about them every day, obviously. They're the reason Celestial Mechanics exists. First to understand what happened to them, and then, because we couldn't stop thinking about it, about how to make what happened to them happen to us.
We still don't know what it was exactly. They had us all get together to reach through space and time and contact the existential threat wherever it came from, to make sure that it had truly been defeated for good. I think they were really hoping it wasn't. We felt the same, especially us who never got to fight yet. And we reached together as far as we could.
And Neath reached farther than anyone. I didn't think it would have been them before anyone else, but I didn't know them.
Was it that they reached too far?
Or what?
Or something reached to them?
What's the difference? In the end, they got it. Whatever it was. Are you having second thoughts?
Maybe. They were the only one. I always wondered why that was.
Were they special?
In a good way or a bad way?
Were they chosen?
What would be the criteria?
We know it's none of that, though.
Just lonely, an unchosen child, without so little presence in this world they fell into another one.
That's how it is. The only trick is how to do it on purpose.
That's just it. Are we too attached? I want it to be something new and share it with everyone. Am I too heavy for the apple?
It's a thin line between falling into inverse because you have hope, and because you don't have any left. We should be glad it's not so easy, you know.
Subject, Why Children? Origin Memorial Foundation Space Program Documentation. Author, Director, Nix. They aren't children anymore. But when they were pilots, they were, for all the obvious reasons that children are more suited to be pilots than adults. Since the decline of the space program, there have been fewer and fewer waves of new recruits, and the current pilot generations have no successors. Adults are serving as pilots because there are no longer any children in space, and adults should not have to serve as pilots. It would be cruel to send children to fight a war so that adults don't have to, especially as adults have far more powerful tidal forces than children. In their physical and metaphorical manifestation, tides are the measurement of the authority that culture has over the universe, the light of the soul that turns all impossible things into our dominion. The gravitational forces of children are weak enough to perceive and engage the existential threat without obliterating it instantly. And as a cancer that exerts a subtle influence in the back of our unknowing minds, they are suited to protect us from it. For this reason, Memorial Foundation has pushed against traditional cultural institutions for engaging existential threats with this more humane practice, due to the resiliency of children and detrimental long-term effects contact with existential threats has on adults in the vast majority of cases. In some exceptional circumstances, contamination lingers in children. Their gravitational forces never achieve sufficient power to extinguish the existential threat without resistance. Without the tidal force to challenge other adults, they remain in limbo, unsuited to anything else. The remaining small percentage of the original pilot program that continues to reside in space is made of such cases. Subject, new reversion proposal. Origin, Memorial Foundation Central Classified Extract. Author, Memorial Foundation Celestial Mechanics. Thank you. I'm no different from many of my former colleagues. I think we all want the same thing, ultimately. Every one of us. I'd implore you to be forgiving of them, though not of their methods. Many of us are thankful for the ending of the Cold War, the paranoia and suspicion that accompanied the strength of the existential threat in this world, as it fed on the trauma and malaise and discontent of the world after the war. But I think some of us might have some reservation about the future. In abandoning existential threats to address the threats of our home, it will inevitably result in us turning to conflict between humans once more, and in turn, the existential threat will thrive. We are looking for the smoothest, most uncontested future. I won't lie, this won't ensure happiness for everyone. In fact, it may be difficult to understate how much will ensure the opposite for what we will ensure are very few. But what I'm proposing will ensure the maximum happiness for the maximum number of people. And what else can we do?
Categorical imperative sense tingling.
Wah.
Wow.
Why does your
utilitarianism is false?
Why does your utilitarianism alarm have the frickin' Ironside theme?
This is what happens every time a utilitarian and a deontologist meet.
Okay.
The siren goes off, and then they have to fist fight. I went to philosophy school. I know this.
I don't recall pugilism being part of my curriculum.
Did you take meta-ethics?
No, I did not take meta-ethics. I took logic, and then more logic, and then I took group theory because I also like math.
Nice.
Yeah, there might have been a difference in the way we studied philosophy. Alright, the acceleration due to gravity. Celestial mechanics and Cradle's graces have one thing in common, and that's escaping Earth's gravity. To do that, they need Saturn and Pluto to work together to corrupt the lunar gravity well. It's an opportunity for one to get the upper hand over the other, but they're not thinking about it politically. Buddy cop? Buddy cop?
Nice.
How is the new equipment fitting?
It's not that much weirder than how it was before. This mission really is a weird one, Mercury.
This was always the plan, you know that. The lunar gravity well is the anchor that all tidal reactors resonate with. It's how ships selves maintain their form, how colonies on other planets and orbital bases and ships maintain environments humans can survive in. Gravity in both the literal and figurative senses is required for us to live in space, and without it we dissolve into the universe, become everything that humans aren't. There's a lot of that in the universe, if you've noticed. We want to turn it into something interesting and specific. We have to make sure that we're controlling the aversion process.
Is it going to work?
Probably not. I wouldn't trust Iapetus to do this right. There's nothing in it for him, so why would he care? When he lived on Earth, he had everything he wanted. He isn't like anyone who came to space.
He's just flirting with the idea of transcending human limits for boring reasons, and only for his. There are no places left on Earth to conquer, so he wants to be the first to own the future.
If this actually works, I don't want to share it with him.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I told you I was playing this how I wanted, right? I'm not letting him have this. Nice.
Saturn tempts Pluto to fall in with her.
On the lunar south pole, the moon's first city glitters mundanely, so ordinary, it's hard to believe it's not just another sight on Earth. The Lagrange colony was destroyed, the Ares colony was stillborn, but Earth's satellite is almost as much Earth as Earth is. So we have the authority to name Earth's satellite the Moon, part of our body, the native sphere, and not foreign unknown Luna. Even if the space program is ended, the Moon will remain part of Earth, as it once was, before a cosmic event tore it from Earth. Reclaiming the Moon was a historically and existentially important event for all of us, except for this impossible tower on an impossible mountain, in a point of eternal light, which is not so earthy yet. The gravity well is suspended directly above the tower's point, resonating with Earth to keep every wayward human in space grounded. The Moon has been taught almost all of the Earth's gravity, but not quite. There is still some possibility left.
You're quiet. Are you up to something?
What makes you say that?
The tilde, but also everything else.
Hey, I'm being very sneaky here. The string of pearls and Krun macula circle around the small, glimmering void of the gravity well. For all the good it might do, Celestial Mechanics and Cradle's Grace's capital ships are standing by. Just not too close. Who knows what could happen?
I should be suspicious, shouldn't I? I think you must have some sort of evil plan.
Of course. You should always be suspicious. I'm shifty. I'm here to get the upper hand.
Good. That's why I'm here too. Still, I don't mind if it's your evil plan that finally succeeds, as long as it's yours.
You're trying to fluster me. Try harder. I mean, it is working. I just want to get flustered more.
You're in a really good mood. So I'm extra worried. More worried to be working with you than all the times fighting you. Not in a bad way, though.
The gravity well is a massive engine, and it is very stable. To destabilize it is very dangerous to everyone and everything, which is why they're opening it.
Was that what your utilitarianism alarm sounded like?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the utilitarianism alarm.
I super hope that picked up on the recording, because otherwise I'm going to be silly.
The escorting operational platforms from Cradle's Graces and Celestial Mechanics tonelessly coordinate with each other to instruct Saturn and Pluto on preparations, like exes that are forced to attend an event for their children together because that's what they are. Now you're the one who's quiet. I was in a good mood. Did I tease you too much?
Oh no, I was just remembering something. Do you remember this too? Why we did something like this before, a long time ago.
We did? Together? I only saw you a little bit back on the campus. It was a kind of weird time. You seemed really far away then, more so than now, and we weren't there that long. For the third generation, they wanted to kickstart the process, you know. Not a whole childhood of care and attention, but condensed, chemically assisted, cybernetic enhanced growth. They wanted us to go from nothing to perfect. I guess by that standard, we didn't fall as short as we could have. Unfolding dimensional chords, begin torque acceleration.
They were hard times. You know I was really bad at first, right? Not just terrible at all the classes, all the tests, all the work, but I just wasn't obedient or likable either. I was super annoying. Still feels like that's me, most of the time.
That can't be true.
Of course it's true. I wouldn't have tried so hard if I hadn't been like that at first. When I first got here, I knew I was lucky and I should have been so much happier than I was on Earth. But everything felt wrong. It took a long time for those memories to turn happy. Containing stray particles, establishing net.
It was the opposite for me. At first, I loved being a science experiment, but I guess it would have been different for you. I didn't think about that. But you made it sound like we met each other before. Enabling physical canceller. Limit. Off.
I'm good at remembering people. There's not that many of us, so it's not that hard. But I remember you. You looked like you started out perfect. You know, I was a little jealous of you. I'm not surprised you don't remember the one thing we did together. Everyone was there and we were just thinking about what happened and not anything else.
Oh. You're talking about... Yeah, that. We were all there, so of course you were there. I didn't think about that either.
Nyx, Iapetus, and Europa all wanted the space program to justify its existence. Earth didn't agree. The alien threat that we defeated with such ease wasn't even worth it. Just a shadow created by waves of humanity in space. A color and a light that fought us and never came into focus. So they had us all come together, over the gravity well, just like this, to see if we could pull whatever they were more fully into our universe. And it went so wrong.
That was when the space program really ended, wasn't it?
We never should have done it. It was risky and no one knew what they were doing. and everyone was desperate.
I don't know. Maybe Neath doesn't feel the same way. The tiny point of glimmering darkness in the gravity well sometimes shines in such a way that, for a moment, it seems like there's something inside it.
I hope that's true. I want to believe it. I can't blame them for what happened, though, either way.
Huh. Really, though? What do you mean, can't blame them? I mean, they were the one who gave in, right? When most people talk about what Neath did, or what happened, when they turned inside out in the light of the gravity well, it was as if it was a horrible accident. Not something they did on purpose. Why do you talk about it like it was?
I just had this feeling. I didn't really know Neath at all. No, maybe I should be honest. For a second, I was thinking the same thing.
What if I jump in? I thought the same thing. We could have been like them. During the testing, when we saw the gravity well opening before us, we could have jumped in too if we wanted to.
It was scary.
It was. But a lot of us looked at that, and after, we thought, us too. And that was how Celestial Mechanics was born. That's the truth, whatever Iapetus really wants aside. We have our own ideas.
It's amazing. I couldn't be so brave. When Earth looked at what emerged, they were filled with despair. So that's how I decided to feel too. After all, it was proof that the existential threat was the same thing it's always been. The same thing we've been fighting as long as humans have been humans, the shadow of possibility cast by us. The not quite there aliens we had fought for so long were just caused by our own ripples in space-time. We only had ourselves to lose and nothing to gain by fighting them. Where Neath went and what they became, only Venus knows. What?
Venus from Not This Game.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
That's interesting.
Oh shit, hold on, is that the first time someone has called out someone from the first game by name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Because Venus is not a planet in this. There is no planet Venus.
Right.
Just like there is no planet Mars.
What is the other equivalent of Venus?
I don't know.
Whatever.
It's not been mentioned.
Okay.
But yeah, that's thinking emoji.
Interesting. What? Thinking emoji. What did you really feel in that moment?
That's my line.
Read your goddamn line.
What did you really feel in that moment, before you told yourself otherwise? I'll tell you how I felt. I felt smug. I mean, I did everything right, and that loser messed it up. When I learned it was the end of the program, I was mad. But when they demoted me from piloting anyway, I realized I was the fool. It was an important lesson on not being a good girl.
Stabilizing reaction, synchronicity perfect. Hold until stable. Feel like I know you a little better now, Saturn.
Me too, in a new kind of way. Now what did you really feel? The gravity well opens. Its reactor is turned inside out, from shining white to infinite black, drawing in all that is and emitting all that isn't, yet. But with gravity itself, the weight we have in the universe, that alone is all we need to touch.
Oh, there you are.
I knew we'd only get a moment to touch. Do you maybe think sometimes of falling in? Even you? You must have thought about it. Core resonance in perfect conditions, ready for full release.
Gravity well unbound, all stability checks nominal. Here it comes. Back then, I almost did jump in. I thought about it before it was happening, when they said you must not under any circumstances. It would make anything I couldn't do possible if I left everything I had behind. It's an awful paradox of a deal, but I wanted to do it so much I would have if Neath hadn't wanted it 1 second more. I never told anyone that. You're really good at seducing people, Saturn.
If I gave you the chance to fall in again, would you?
Would you fall in with me?
Oh, just you wait and see. The gravity well shines. It is collapsing into a star. Everything is starting. The opening was peaceful, perfect, no problems. Yet there is a feeling like the fluttering of wings deep down.
Day 8, also known as Date. Everything is ready for you. The way forward has been prepared. Your only choice is to revolutionize the world. I wish you'd let me help you more.
You'll be fine back home.
Without a ship. I envy you a little bit. Piloting is for girls and jocks. It's not my thing. But I wish I was coming with you. Sometimes. Very, very tiny bit.
Mercury, we are very different. But I love you. We're parts of the same thing. We wanted the same things. And I'll walk alongside you until we get them.
Really? You're not leaving, possibly forever?
If I'm leaving, you're coming with me. If I stay, I'll bring you home. You know you can't rely on me for anything, but you can count on me for this. I promise. I promise.
You promise with correct punctuation and capitalization?
So you know it's real. What else can I do to pay you back?
Nothing. I count on you for a lot, Saturn. The same way you count on me.
All right.
Oh, OOC is serious business. Subject, why children? Origin pilot program training documentation leaked. Author Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Archives. By the end of the space program, with recruitment having stopped almost a decade before the official decommissioning of the space program, all the pilots had become adults. Yet they were recruited as children and spent the fiercest years of fighting against the existential threat as children. Much like criticisms levied at the scout programs on Earth, it was a motion that Memorial Foundation considered heavily in deciding how to recruit their pilots. Children have no special piloting qualities, with much weaker tidal authority than adults who, of course, have the tidal authority to engage other adults. Adults who would be stronger are more powerfully able to use ship selves. Much more so, the beloved and chosen adults rather than the discarded and flawed children that were chosen. On Earth, adults with much, much stronger tidal forces than children will destroy the existential threat before even comprehending it. And because of this, those threats are able to hide in the world and prey on those who are more weak, such as children, or those who are unchosen even as adults. Those who are strong enough should struggle with other humans, and those who are weaker protect the rest from the trivial threats outside humanity. Sustained contact with the existential threat often exacerbates this effect, and there's no cold, twofold reason for delegating who will and who will not confront existential threats. Children and the unchosen bear the burden, so adults will not be worn away.
Well, shit.
Isn't that the third time we've read that?
But it's different.
Slightly.
Notably.
Go on.
If we compare the two, that one is way more brutally honest about what's going on. There is no reason that children ought to be pilots, that they would be good at it.
Yeah.
It's that they chose the unwanted, so that the wanted wouldn't have to deal with it and suffer through it.
Whew! Ouch! Plastic versus metal. Earth has promised to let the children of space sort themselves out for now, but their machines of war guard the way back home, just in case. When Saturn and Lunaterra meet in a chance encounter, the true terror of humanity stares them down.
Spinning up tidal reactor. Frequency double checks. First turn.
100%.
Frequency double checks. Second turn.
Stop and spin them again.
From 0? Again? Where were they at?
99.99999%, but it doesn't matter. They should be at 100%, so we're spinning them again.
Mercury, if I go out and die, it's not going to be because we didn't quintuple check every reactor pulse.
Saturn, this time please, could you listen for once? No matter how useless I know that telling you this is, I know I say this over and over, but can you listen seriously? Tell me you're not going to be risky this time. It's not a game anymore. This mission is different. It's not from ship self to ship self. Those troops are real weapons from Earth, designed for threats that are real, not existential. They are perfectly capable of killing. They are designed for no other purpose. That's not going to even be an issue, though, because your orders are strictly to observe and not get remotely close enough to engage. They won't leave stationary orbit around the near side of the moon. They're Earth's insurance plan, and we can ignore them as soon as we make sure that's all they're doing. Don't joke about dying. That can happen. It won't if everything is perfect and you do exactly what you're supposed to do. It finally matters this time, and you...
Mercury. Mercury, please. I'm actually really sorry, Mercury. I didn't mean to make you worry. I didn't mean to make you really worry, for real. I promise I'm not trying to die, okay? I promise. Okay? Making poor choices about who to kiss and what to do isn't the same thing. I listen to you when it's for real, okay? I wouldn't cross the line. You're my friend, no one else. No one else is worth you. You're the most important. We've been through too much. I wouldn't ever go back or throw everything we've got away. You know that, right? Sorry I'm acting like I forgot. Mercury? Hey, say something.
You idiot, give me a minute. Damn it, I was going to act like I tricked you. I was going to get to feel smug, making you think everything was serious, and I was going to get to lord it over you. But now I'm crying, you asshole.
Sorry about me, but I love you too, don't worry. All right. Time to punch a different kind of robo.
Time to punch a weird orb.
Whoa, it seems almost like it can't be a coincidence bumping into you again. Fancy seeing you here.
A likely story, but please stay down. It's closing in. That thing wants to murder us very badly. It wants to kill.
Yep, aren't you itching to fight it? The autonomous military unit is waiting for opportunities, it seems, but it's really just reacting to conditions and responding with protocol. It's inevitability, gravity, law. Humans can be pretty unambiguous, which is why if you want something done precisely, you must teach it only a sliver of what humans know. If you want someone dead without complication, you need to remove nuance first.
It doesn't have any kind of morality system or decision-making process. It's very non-discriminatory. Just gravity and nothing else. It's a gun and not much else. So maybe you should stop harassing it so much.
It's annoying, though. I want to bully it. I promised I wouldn't tangle with something if it was really life or death, but now that I'm here, I'm too tempted. I just absolutely want to tear it to pieces. Completely destroy it like it wants to destroy me. You ever feel like that, even when you're terrified?
Especially then, but it's not worth fighting. Not at all, even a little. It's like fighting gravity or a whole planet. What can you call winning against something like that? There are a million more. You can't have a real argument with something like that. They sent autonomous troops because they didn't want to have one in the first place. Just goes to show they really don't care about what happens to space or anyone in it. Or they do, and they want this badly to believe they don't.
You're gonna hate this, but that makes me wish I could crush them even more. Sorry. There has to be a way, right? Unlike a ship self, the autonomous military unit doesn't have a shape that remotely resembles a person. There's no need for that, obviously. You would give something a human shape only if you wanted it to be able to express the fullness of being a human. War has never been fought like that. Military technology is designed to narrow available resources in order to efficiently execute a single specific function. Giant robots have never been practical for war. Thus, the plot of the Gundam series. What is necessary is a single vector pointed in a certain inflexible fixed direction. The autonomous military unit may not look human, but it is human. A single uncomplicated human thought. Die.
Why does it keep saying "the"? I'm worried that telling you this will just encourage you, so I shouldn't. It feels like a bad idea. But they're not invincible or almighty against us, even if they're incredibly overwhelmingly powerful. Especially here in the liminal zones of the moon, but not ever, not anywhere.
It's nice to hear even you get mad about it. I understand the math. We're risking our lives and our personhood, and they're not. It's very one-sided. Humans are cowards. And that makes me want to fight even more.
I'm saying it's not worth it. The statement will be lost on Earth. They've got an endless number of drones.
But you can destroy them, right? I'm not asking if there's a point. I don't care about that. I'm asking if we can. Let me know how you did it, right? Because you have.
You really don't know, Saturn. You just don't. And you never will. You can wish and fight, but Earth will never let us go. 9.8 millimeters per second squared is what we're bound to. Your weight and mine are nothing compared to that speed. We can't even scratch the surface. But you're right, it was stupid, and when I was with Cradle's Graces, I destroyed one. Pluto made me promise to never risk my life over something like that again.
That's a huge brag, but given all that, kind of a crazy thing to do. Why? Not that I think it doesn't rule.
I was feeling the same way you were feeling. Pure spite. Not quite as bad anymore. At least I'm trying not to be.
I know that feeling. It's easy to bet your life when you don't care about whether you something.
I'm
If
sorry.
we fight together, we'll be betting on each other.
It doubles the risk and there's still no point.
Is there really no point to it, though? Useless, okay, that's true, but not pointless. You are so clever, Lunatera, but you've outsmarted yourself, and now you're believing there is no meaning in fighting against that blind and unstoppable force. I definitely know what battles I want to fight. The senseless eye of the autonomous weapon fixates on their location, but the string of pearls doesn't give it time to get inquisitive. Saturn's closing the distance, cheating distances. It reflexively attempts to close distance too, but its calculations seem to be constantly just off.
Saturn, come back. What did I say?
Were you listening to yourself? Aren't we doing this? Or are you going to prove my point or what? It's no big deal for you, right? You've done it before, right? It'll be twice as easy now. So don't make me fight it alone. That'll be fucked up. It'll be more heroic if it's the two of us. So come on, enable me. Don't you want me to not end up like you? Don't you want to not end up like you? The autonomous military unit is extremely simple. It fires a simple burst of metal directly at a cockpit. Particle unaffected by gravity, instantly lethal. It takes all the drama and expression out of fighting. The ultimate anticlimax. That's why true combat is ugly, arbitrary, horrifying, a struggle for power in absolute terms. Not a romance like fighting in a perfect body can be.
It's only because you did something so stupid that I'm joining you.
A blue elusive streak, unmistakable but impossible to pin down, follows Saturn. Ha ha ha! Liar, fake, hypocrite, you've never smiled as much before as you are right now. Against even a single autonomous unit, not dying starts out hard and keeps getting harder. Saturn can cheat the distance, it's the reason she isn't instantly dead. Their targeting is flawless and predictive, based on clear indentations made in space, time, culture, by gravity. But Saturn just cheats, every time she changes the math, and every time it adjusts to correct and keeps getting smarter and harder. Still, Saturn does the math better than it can. Lunatera will die if she thinks to herself about what's happening for even a single second. So she doesn't. She verbs instead. Do this, do that, make it real, make it happen, don't think or blink. Simply, impossibly, always be doing, always be being. Don't get hit, and never die. Nothing like life or death to remind you that being alive is great, and in that state you can become infinitely capable of fighting tooth and nail, no matter what. When Mare Crisium's hard-light slugs hit the unit's chassis, it miscalculates, dips its motion, but it's undeterred. It can endure much more than that. Lunatera respects that and fires 12 dozen more as point-blank as possible. No time for mercy, so increase the output, more than should be possible. Defensive insulation keeps it protected from the string of pearls electrotoxins. All the string of pearls can leave is a series of bleeding, oozing, hot pink pinpricks. Nothing but scratches. Until there are so many of them, there aren't just scratches anymore. There's no limit to how mean she can get. It's something else fighting like this. I wasn't ready.
You're doing amazing. You're unreal. You have to be, otherwise you're dead. So don't let up. Don't stop. Keep going. It's the only way. Every approach and hit counts. You gotta be perfect.
The autonomous military unit is fast, faster than either of them, but isn't faster than coincidence. It's not fast enough to predict someone who's not even thinking, and it's not faster than cheating. Saturn works her whole hand into its guts and comes out with a fistful.
Oh!
Nice.
Oh!
Pixel sensor.
Oh!
Handful of guts.
Censor that! Censor! Ugh!
It has dozens of redundant components designed to withstand unreal trauma and continue fighting, but there's a slight delay as the failsafe switch circuits. That moment is time enough for Lunatera to plunge her iridescent blade into flailing sensors that burn into white light.
Oh, when'd she get a Minecraft sword?
Even torn in half, ripped apart both ways by a division of light and dark, undone, the autonomous unit still moves. The only way they will win is to be completely thorough. Pull the guts out every which way, never show mercy, and never let go until they've bathed in it head to toe. At the end, they don't even realize when the moment came that they were still alive, that they had won.
Are you finally satisfied? Gah, it was worse than I remembered. No idea how I did it alone.
I feel incredible, beyond satisfied. If I didn't feel almost dead, I'd be begging you to do that all over again.
I knew it'd just encourage you. Shows the good it did.
You know, Lunatera, I'm fighting. No matter what, no matter who wins. I know the best I can hope for is half of what I want. But I'm not here for a realistic outcome, even if that's all we get. I'm just gonna fight, forever, with perfect greed, until I get everything.
I don't know if I can be that cool. But when it comes down to it, I won't stop either.
Grand finale time?
Ah! Well then. I'm quite impressed.
You don't even sound surprised with how much I fucked everything up. I thought I'd get to see you surprised for once. If you had this much faith in me, you shouldn't have got so mad.
I wouldn't be respecting you very much if I wasn't prepared with contingency plans. But I'm delighted to not need them.
Haha. I thought so. I used to think you knew everything.
Oh? Good to see you're understanding the fallibility of your superiors.
Now I understand it's because you just don't have any experience not getting what you want. And you always are sure deep down it'll turn out for you.
You wound me. I'm no stranger to not getting what I want. The world would be a very different place if I did.
No, Iapetus, not even close. You've never even come close to not getting what you want, like I have.
Forgive me then. If you put it like that, I'm certainly much closer than you. But that's the reason for this arrangement, of course. You will all get the bodies you wanted so much.
And Earth will have the villain it desires.
Ah, so you are that clever. What of it? It's still a mutually beneficial scenario. You and humanity will be so different from each other that you could not possibly understand or communicate with each other. Both sides can fight each other with abandon until the end of time, and never hurt those they love. You will have yours and we will have ours. If you have the will to abandon your own humanity, then abandoning the rest of the human race, who never cared for you in the slightest, should be trivial.
Ah, you don't know how relieved that makes me to hear. You really don't understand. Whether it's spite or love, no way I'm not sharing this gift.
Oh, yeah.
The fleets crash, ship self against ship self. In the shadow of the gravity well, none of it is visible from Earth. A quiet conflict. Not a war, as has been stressed. It's more like a very pointed argument. It could be a conversation, if only they understood each other. And sometimes they do. It could be kissing if they loved each other. And sometimes they do. With the gravity well open, unrestrained, they fight weightlessly, under the full weight of their own gravity alone. A truer way to fight than anyone has experienced before. To fight with one's own self, and the full weight of one's gravity, in the hollow weight of inverse, is the only time this will be possible. Our true power unrestrained. Celestial mechanics simply takes advantage when no one else is looking. Celestial mechanics made no plans to win. After all, there's no way to win in this sort of conflict. The winner only has to prove a point. The way that celestial mechanics accomplishes this is simple. True to themselves, without the weight of gravity tying them to Earth, tying them to orbit, holding them in their human forms, what happens next is the natural result, and that's what proves their point. It isn't immediately clear anything is wrong. It happens naturally, as a consequence of truly unrestrained conflicts. Each one climbing to the top, seeing how far their limits are, and realizing, suddenly, there aren't any. When the first pilot sends her reactor's limits past the theoretically possible range, her reactor everts, and what only existed deep inside is now the face she wears. A perfect, unbelievably true self, so true it cannot exist, even in orbit. Until she is joined by another, and another. In unison, their gravity holds them together.
Good job, Saturn. It's exactly how I imagined. Not having second thoughts, are you? How come his face gets blurred out? Oh, wait, is Iapetus secretly, campfire counselor?
Everyone is the bonfire captain.
The bonfire captain. Not having second thoughts, are you? It's everything you wanted. And it will be good for Earth as well. Your infection of the gravity well is perfect. And you will successfully fuse with your ship shelf, just like you wanted. It's for our happiness too, of course. Humans will get to live as humans, aliens as aliens, and enemies mutually agreed upon, with no possibility of communication or reconciliation. And no conflict or guilt on our own sides. Alright, I'm done. Humanity shouldn't externalize all of their problems, but I think we can still manage progression with most of them. And with your hands already sunk into the gravity well, I should tell you it's technically too late. Things will take care of themselves from here. And thanks to your actions, I've had more than enough time to prepare for re-entry.
I knew it would be that easy for you to ditch us.
No. So, I still find you all so fascinating, leading such beautiful lives. I have regrets, of course, but I have a real world to get back to.
I'm not having regrets either. I'm only mad about how much you're underestimating me. Because you think I'm satisfied only getting what I want, and not greedy enough for more. Saturn breaks open her circuits,
I didn't click that
and the
time.
aversion starts immediately. She can feel the gravity well pulling her inside out, the secret within humans to be pulled to the fore. She needs it, but not just yet.
I wonder what it is you think you can do at this point. You've already conceded. Unless you're hoping for some reconciliation between humanity and the alien. That is by definition impossible.
It must not be too impossible, or you wouldn't be training all your weapons on me.
Well, I am impressed, because I finally have no idea what it is you are doing. Just because I don't understand doesn't mean I'm not going to prevent it. You have no understanding of what the violence of actual combat is like under Earth's authority.
Iapetus's Roncevotera is equipped with certain features that allow it to divide and categorize. It's an abstract ability with a lot of applications, sophisticated and sinister, and the warrant of Earth itself behind it. So Luna Terra figures the best solution is to just shoot him. A lot. It's honestly a very good solution. Iapetus buckles, and whatever thing he thought he was doing, he isn't.
Huh. Easy.
Easy access.
Wow. Easy.
That's because the hard part is coming next.
Promise?
Ha, you say that now. But thanks for going along, even though I didn't tell you anything.
I know how to make the best of a bad ending.
Hey, it's not anything worse than whatever you had planned, probably. So help me make it the best bad end we can find.
Pay attention, or die.
The intent is lethal and simple, but the weight is not heavy enough to kill. The string of pearls tears a hot pink scar through space-time. His bullets can go there. If you can come close enough to talk to me, you can come close enough to kill me. But I don't want either. I never want to see or know you throughout space and time.
Indeed. So complete the transition. If you remain human, you'll die. I can ensure it.
The autonomous military units come to his aid, but their sensors are off. Their movements are slow. Human gravity is losing its authority here, and their tools are useless. I could seriously, really use a little bit of help here.
Well, if you're actually asking.
Pluto unfolds the rhythm. She decodes the sequence. Plates shift, engines hum, her eyes open. So she opens up her eye, her other, biggest eye, big enough to swallow it whole. And then she blinks, and swallows.
Eye mouth.
She's got hungry eyes. Pluto's hand holds Saturn's tightly.
I thought you promised me no bad endings.
That's what I'm trying.
It might really be working. This already feels too good. I really know what you mean now. Do you have an answer?
I'm sort of counting on you for it.
You think I know how to find the good future in all this?
Well, you're a good person. I need you to be the one not just thinking about us, but the humans left behind, too.
You think you wouldn't? I think you think too much of me and too little of yourself.
Iapetus has an answer. This story ends when the weapon that is designed without exception to kill does so, and forces a choice between one of two sides. Human or alien, two distinct and incompatible worlds. The mathematical model needs to be perfect. It needs to allow for exchanges of matter-light information without allowing for understanding or communication. This is an extremely easy calculation to create. It's the oldest narrative there is. It's the one that Earth has told again and again and again. Iapetus has an extensive library to draw from, starting from the first moment humans separated light from dark. There is a way, and fuck off with this. We don't want it. Saturn throws that narration out. Why should it work like that? Why not make up something different? Who says physics work this way? Who says the calculations turn out that way? Iapetus wants us to take the fall, for everyone, for the Earth, for us to scapegoat each other. I hate that. If our cores collapse, a world where anything is possible arises, and at the same time, we will have closed off all the possibilities that make us human. The existential threat we always feared and hoped to unite us will be real, and they'll finally have a real war. I want all of that, but I just want to add a little tiny bit extra to it. Iapetus wants to reduce the only information it will be possible to exchange between us to violence.
But you want something different to be exchanged. So that we can't hurt each other, but we can something else with each other? We'll have to be very small and very imprecise.
At least it'll be something different, you know?
There's no chance of going back to being human.
Not zero chance, although we won't even remember what being human is, so it's pretty low, I guess.
That's good enough for me. Let's hope it's good enough for us all.
There's no limit to how big we can get. Size is a funny dream. It's not relative, it just doesn't have to matter anymore. It can be set like any other variable. As the gravity well draws matter towards it, and even light, it emits a not energy, a not light, that can perfectly make up a body just as well as all that. Big enough to be equal to the Earth, big and close enough to compete with the Moon, to anchor in space and time equal division between us, to be a new and separate world. The autonomous units are single vectors prepared for human violence, and we can't be cheated like that anymore. Only sad humans can have their gravitational impression in the universe terminated by the extinguishing of their bodies. They'll have to fight us on our terms if they want to get rid of us now, the way humans should fight, with no fear of ending.
The consequences will be unimaginable. We aren't going to have selves or consciousness like we're used to having. That's what it means to give up humanity. Hope you all like becoming Tang. We won't know who we are, and we might not understand or grasp each other anymore. That's true. You might not know how true that is. It's so true. The final mystery of what is human is alien, ever-shifting, for all ground reclaimed by humans is lost to them. Humans have a lot. We'd only be able to imagine what it was like to be them.
Hey, it's not all bad, though. Don't overestimate the human race. Do the math. If we lose how humans love each other, do you think there's ways to love each other that humans don't know yet? Do they really know every way there is to touch and know each other? Or is there still much more to learn, too? Maybe we're only scratching the surface. There are many, many routes. We won't understand each other in the same ways, but we'll understand each other in ways we never could. And we will now write a new story, with our gravity, a new world. As we leave the level existence he insists on engaging us at, our tides push back, and Earth's tides, which no longer bind us, insist on him. What are you doing, hypocrite? You want to fight in the realm of heaven? Your place is on Earth. That's only to wonder at now. The story's ending twists.
Shit.
Until you find your answer on Earth, you'll never touch heaven. You know, no matter how bad you are at being human, there's no other way to be. It's really disappointing, but it's simply true. We just can't think in any other terms. You can say you want to not be human, but can you actually make it happen? Forget even how to logistically, technically, philosophically make it happen? How do you blueprint it in the first place? Every time we try to imagine an alien, in the end it's just ourselves from a different angle, because all we have are human things. So the ambition to assemble them in an order that's alien to us is kind of inherently doomed. But that doesn't mean it's useless. Imagining that which is human, that humans are not. When I say I don't want to be human, what I really mean is, I can't stand being human like this. Emphasis on the like this. What I want instead is to be human like that. That was the beginning of the space dream. Everyone in the Memorial Foundation felt that way when they sent us here. And everyone on Earth who believed in us felt the same way. Let's be more human. How much more human can we be? That faith waned, maybe because they were jealous. Yet maybe also because the direction we were taking the future wasn't enough. Just another human that they didn't want to be. Or a sort of human that they're scared of being. I don't owe them anything, but there's one more thing I can't stand. Not being seen for what I am. So, choose to come with us, or choose to stay. But I won't be happy without them knowing what they're missing out on. Look up in the sky, and see all the weird stuff we get to do with each other. And come join. Reactor collapse, eversion event. The impulse, always deep and always lurking, to turn inside out. Everything is reversed, nothing is the same. Giving up everything that isn't real for everything that is. So now they can't touch each other, can't lie in bed with each other, can't get legs entangled with each other. Instead, they have ways of physically interfacing that aren't like anything we could imagine. Clouds of particles drift into each other. Maybe they touch through each other instead of just on the surface. It can be in a cold and gentle way, like through a ghost, or maybe a warm and gross way, like reaching into guts. Smiles communicated in physical light, an embrace of psychedelic mind matter, lazy sex in a morning bed, except the bed is curvature of space-time, and sex is something so obscene it would make your mind implode to consider it. The ship self fused to the hide, the gravity reactor to the flesh, because humans have sciences to distinguish between those things, and these new aliens don't. They won't have arts or sciences, they won't know what the differences are, and they won't know what they mean, but they will understand the difference between many other kinds of things that we do not understand. A real hero would have turned out differently, but that's not who we are. Our ships have mouths now, and they open, and they can scream. There can't be sound in space. Now our vibrations can touch the things that aren't there. Humans know it's time to flee. The threat from within is now without, as they desired. The moon is no longer hospitable, as alien and mysterious as it was before it was possible to reach it. Can't speak or write. It has other ways of communicating information. Can't use the old senses. Has new organs for it now. Can't love in the old ways. There are new ways of having that too. Laying together in the stars, we can do that though. The metaphor translates. That's what this is, indisputably. And everyone is invited who wants to become a world and never touch Earth. That's a different world now. Their strange intimacy can touch us even now, longing to touch us and tell us what they've learned, what they share laughing without laughing with each other, even now. They are so far away they cannot even be our enemies, but they will break our hearts. It's a lovely night tonight. Perfect. Not for stargazing, because the light of the trinary system outshines them by far, but it's a perfect night to watch the three of them. Look, there's Lunaterra, the 2-in-1, rising, almost full. She almost outshines the moon, a bridge between the Earth and the moon no one can cross. The nebula cloud of Pluto is shimmering, a benevolent mystery, swallowing an eighth of the sky in a permanent sort of twilight. And the glittering twinkle of Saturn that tricks the edge of your sight this way and that, always seeming to be in the corner of your eye, but hard to see directly, and making the boundaries of your heart and mind ever so thin. We lay out our blankets and watch until someone catches us, and we run. But it's all fun and games, until that day comes. They're waiting for us always. They just need 1 or 3 to reach out to them again, even if it's just to fight, to touch them once again. Cool.
I feel like if there was an appropriate time for this meme, it's now. So, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wah, wah.
Hell yeah. We instrumentality'd.
Fucking nice.
Good and get.
Oh my god, that was so bizarre. I loved it. I love how it gave up on trying to describe what it was because it literally could not.
Yeah.
Ah!
Hell yeah.
Damn, this game is awesome.
We did it.
Oh man.
We won Heaven Will Be Mine.
We did it. Well, did we?
I don't know.
Is there a true end?
I heard something about there might be something like that.
Okay, so that means we'll be back one more time before we're done.
Yep.
But holy shit, are we having a good time? Hope you guys are too.
Yeah.
We'll see you when we do the true end, whenever that is.
Hell yeah.
Ciao.
Bye.
Alright, welcome back.
We're gonna do the other end, which
Apparently is just a little Easter eggy.
yeah, we found out that the thingy you get for having balanced faction stuff is not a separate end, but just a little extra scene thingy that happens.
Yeah, apparently that each of the characters do have like their own twist on each of the faction endings, but it's not big enough that we feel we need to record every single route.
In any case,
Which one are we?
we'll
This one right
find
here?
out. It'll be the second one.
The second one.
Yep.
This one right here.
Yep, that is saved right on the scene before.
Okay.
So, here's what happened when all factions have balanced 50% influence.
Ish. Did it wind up being exactly 50%? Or
Yeah, when you betray, they get 25. Instead of when you're loyal, you get 12.5.
Oh, okay. So the math does work out.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway.
Day 9.
Okay, who's who?
Everything hangs in the balance.
Oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, let's just flip a coin or something.
Don't you think it's still a kind of important decision? It's not the fate of everything, but it's the fate of a lot of things. It's the future of human beings in space.
It's just like one of my giant robot animes.
animes.
It's not what I wanted. None of these things are what I wanted. No, none of these are things. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you fighting for then?
I mean, it's not everything I wanted. I was fighting for everything I wanted, and this is as close to it as I got. That's not enough.
Well, I mean, it could be better. I love you both so much. Oh, did I steal Pluto from you?
No, now you're Pluto.
Okay. What complete brats that can't be pleased.
Don't tell me you're fine with it.
No way, you're right. It could be so much better.
See?
So I'm fine with whichever ending we get. I want a better ending too. Wanting a better end doesn't mean I'm fine with whatever. Why did I switch over to Christian Bale Batman
I don't know.
instead of Solid Snake?
I don't know.
Lunaterra's Batman now. Why not?
Yeah, what do you want?
I want what we want.
Us too. That's why it's fine either way.
Lunaterra, I think you haven't understood something.
This isn't the ending. We don't need one ending.
No matter how the future turns out, no matter who wins, we can take whatever ending we get and make the ending we really want out of it.
It's not like it doesn't matter. But no matter what future we get, can't we make it the one we wanted?
Just like we did before the ending. Okay, sure. Let's pick our favorite. We don't need a true ending. Whatever it is, we'll make it the true ending.
And now you get to pick
Ha!
which end.
That's adorable.
No true end, but
No
what they choose is true enough.
I like that. I genuinely like that. I think
Yeah.
it's a great way of ending it.
It is good.
Aww. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for playing this with us this week. It's been a lot of fun.
You've now reached the end of our Let's Play, and you can make it the ending you wanted.
Yeah, just go back to like whichever episode had the ending in it that you want, and you know. No, seriously, thank you all so much. We're not gonna do another 8-video week for a little while, because holy crap, that takes it out of me. But hopefully we'll see you all again.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Bye.
I meant to go for Solid Snake, but instead I wound up with Batman. I'm sorry.
I know, it was really funny.
I don't know why. It just happened that way.